Welcome back. We're unpacking a lot of things happening south of the border, particularly political issues as we head into the US primary season. Who will be the new presidential candidates? Who will be president? And joining me is Peter Roth, contributing editor of Newsweek. Peter, just before the break, we're discussing again these mounting legal woes for Donald Trump. And I remember when they raided Mar-a-Lago and they being the government officials and they seized documents. And I thought, well, if I were on the Democrat side, I think that was a ridiculous move because I think you've just made a martyr out of somebody and they're going to milk this for every mile they can get in the media. Do all these cases basically embolden the MAGA Republicans, the team Trumpers, to just full steam ahead?
I think they do. I think they see that as part of the corruption in Washington that Trump was fighting, and this is part of the pushback. Two things blew up the document story. Number one is that Joe Biden appeared to have more classified information, more classified documents from his time as vice president in his personal possession or housed at institutions that he controlled, like his think tank at the University of Pennsylvania, than Trump did. That's a problem. And then, of course, we have the whole issue from 2012, 2016 about Hillary Clinton's private email server through which classified materials were sent and received. And Mrs. Clinton didn't even get a slap on the wrist. She may have lost the presidency. That's considerable punishment, but she didn't get a slap on the wrist. So it's very easy for Trump supporters to rationalize that this is just more deep state harassment. And I think that's what they did. And I don't think this comes to anything. And I think Trump's claim that as the president, I can declassify anything I want to declassify holds some water. Certainly is a political argument with the American people. I'm not sure how the courts view it. And I'm not an expert on that area of law. But for the American people, the president's the head of the government. If he wants to declassify something, I suppose it becomes declassified. So again, that was going nowhere either. The biggest challenges that Trump has, number one, is not self-destructing, is showing the independent voters who went against him last time that he has learned lessons from how he behaved in the 4 years in which he was president, that he has grown, that he has matured, that he is ready to embrace the responsibilities of the office. That will go a long way towards reassuring them that a vote for Trump is a safe vote, because a vote for Biden is, from an economic standpoint, certainly not a safe vote. You're voting for more spending, higher taxes, more inflation. The president America should be in a Reagan-like recovery.
Right.
Now that the COVID lockdowns are over, growth should be at 7 or 8%. I think last quarter it was 1.1%. And we still haven't regained all the jobs. Biden talks about being a job creator. He's not a job creator. The jobs that have come back under Biden are jobs that went away under the pandemic. Businesses opened and people went back to work, despite the Democrats' best efforts to keep that from happening. By extending unemployment insurance subsidies.
Do you think by then, Donald Trump continually hammering, inflation and the cost of living, how, as you suggest, that Joe Biden sort of has been the author of all that or has not remedied the situation, do you think that resonates with the American people?
I think it absolutely resonates with the American people, which is why Biden's numbers are so bad. Trump stole the "Make America Great Again" line from Ronald Reagan. He can steal another line in 2024. Are you better off now than you were 4 years ago? And are we better off now than we were 4 years ago as a country? And I think the resounding answer to both those questions among the kinds of voters that Trump needs to win back or flip from Biden is a resounding no. We are not better off.
Now, we only have about 30 seconds before commercial. What do you say to those critics of Trump who say, you know what, he didn't accomplish everything he sought to do when he was in office? Why should we trust him again?
Very few presidents accomplish everything they set out to do. Ronald Reagan never balanced the budget. That was a key messaging point for him in 1980. But you have to evaluate a presidency on what they were able to accomplish. And in terms of peace at home or prosperity at home and peace abroad, Trump scores very highly. Biden scores poorly.
Okay, we got to cut it there. We're going to cut to commercial. We'll be right back.